see if this works this time. Take two. So, you know me, I love to talk and I love to share, and especially when it comes to emotions and healing. So, I wear this patch very much on purpose because I wanted to tell you about what's gone on with my eye in the past week and how profound of an experience it's been. So I think it started around a week ago, last Sunday, when I noticed that my eye was tender, and I went for a feel around under my eyelid, and I noticed a bump there. And I thought, okay, no problem. It needs my attention. Let's just see what's going on here. And so I left it, didn't really do anything about it. And then it was by Thursday morning that it was a full-on inflamed, my eye was completely inflamed, swollen right to the center point because the bump was in the middle. It was swollen right into the center, and weirdly it had this sort of I don't know how to describe it. It was like bumpy, wrinkled, really pushed out sort of look. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to go to a doctor. And I'm going to do as I always say. This is a little bit scary for me. I have to admit that when that morning when I woke up, it was Thursday morning, and there was all kinds of, I think, pus. I don't know. I didn't look at it. I left it. There's all kinds of stuff going on with this eye, and yes, the fear came, and I thought, my God, what if I don't go to a doctor, and this is it. My eye is really screwed up for the rest of my life. And I thought to myself, well, so be it. I know I have the ability to cure whatever this is, whatever's going on with my eye. I just, like I always say in my videos, I need to give it attention. This right now, at that time, was like a 5-year-old child saying, I need you to pay attention to me. I need you to stop. So Thursday, I stayed in bed. I stayed offline for I think 2 or 3 days. Did not, for all of Thursday, pretty much, I think I went upstairs at about 6 p.m. That was the first time I looked at the time because my phone was switched off. And in that time of rest, sleeping, meditation, reading, I got excited about what I was experiencing. And I started to really put into play the things that I talk about even more. So in fact, I got out of bed and I went over to my mum's sewing area, and I picked up some really beautiful fabric, green shiny velour or something, and I made a patch just like this one, but it was green and shiny and soft. And I thought, you know what, all I'm gonna do is love this eye. That's what it needs of me. So I put the patch on, and I went back to bed. It wasn't about, well, actually it was kind of, I didn't want anyone to see my eye. And I say it this way in that, you've seen in movies, on TV before, where someone gets into a really, really bad accident, and like Vanilla Sky, for example, when Tom Cruise is in that accident, and he's shown, people see him and they kind of gasp, and then he looks at himself in the mirror and he's like, wow, that's awful. He sees what everyone else sees. So I thought to myself, I didn't even want to look in the mirror. I didn't want to see what was going on with let alone, I didn't want to see other people's reactions to whatever my eye was, whatever was going on there. Eventually, I was just like, well, I'll just keep it to myself. I don't need to go, and I don't need to be around anyone for them to react to whatever's going on and sort of project whatever they might think it is, because I didn't label it at all. I didn't call it pink eye. I didn't call it a pimple or a tumor or whatever. I was just like, okay, I've got this and I need to take care of it. So, so like I said, I was, I was in bed. I had the patch on. My brother came down at one point, and knocked on the door. I was actually sleeping, and he woke me up. I don't know what time it was in the day. Knocked on the door, and I immediately woke up, and he came in. It was dark, and he said, "Do you want to go to Starbucks?" And I was like, "No." I heard myself say it like a kid. I was like, "No, I'm healing myself." And I don't know what he thought or whatever, if he even said anything. And he was like, "Okay, whatever, you're doing your thing." And then my mom came down a little while later. You know, everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Don't know when she came. It was sometime after my brother, and it was awake. It was dark, and she knocked on the door first. Said she could come in, and she was like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" Had the patch on. She's like, "What's up with your eye? What's happening?" And I was just like, "It's okay, Mom. It's okay. It's nothing." And I didn't show her. And I said, "Do you know what, Mom? Something's wrong. Something is not right. There's some sort of imbalance going on. And you know what? I'm celebrating it. I'm celebrating it with this green patch. Instead of thinking to myself, wow, this is really awful." And you know, the first moments that I had that were quite like, oh my God, what if this is for the rest of my life? That fear set in, and I thought, okay, so let it be. This might be the way that it is for the rest of my life, and I'm not, that's it. That's just it, right? So, so I explained that to my mom. She laughed at me, yeah, because she's got this now. She's got my talk and the way that I do things, the way that I kind of heal myself, and encourage others to heal. So it's all very interesting. All of Thursday I pretty much spent in my room, and then I popped upstairs with the patch on, and or no, the patch came off. I took it off, and I was like, it's okay, I can be upstairs. And I didn't really look anyone in the eye. I didn't really say much about it. Just that I'm resting. I just need rest. My body needs rest. And, you know, interestingly enough, there were a couple of really, a couple of things that happened in the house in the days before my eye, whatever's going on with my eye started. And they're really, really big things. Really big things that I experienced in more ways than just visual. So, and coming down and being downstairs on Thursday was for me so profound, so incredible, so intense. You know, at first I went into the whole like spiritual stuff, and you know, what is it that my eye is not wanting to see? What is it, you know, I went into the whole, like, this is my masculine side, and, you know, why am I imbalanced? And I was just like, just leave it, just let it be. And I went, you know, the thoughts came like the sort of, not embarrassment or shame that I am in imbalance, but this is telling me something. What are you telling me? And in that mindset, when I went into meditation, when I put on the patch was really cool, because behind it, I'm seeing blue and I'm seeing purple, which is really, really neat. I was seeing all kinds of really cool stuff, and not, not visually. There was the color, but there was also feelings and revelations. And so I want to talk about mostly, and not specifically, just in general, something that happened the day before. I was flat out, need to rest, got to take care of this, and the rest of this, because it's like being dehydrated, if this can make sense for you. by the time you're dehydrated, your body really, really, really needs water. So by the time this thing manifested physically, visibly, something was really, really out of kilter, really out of whack within my body. And hence the reason for me, yeah, it's just my eye that is swollen, but I took it really seriously in that you really you've got to rest your entire body. You've got to rest your entire mind, everything. So that's what I did. Now, something happened on Wednesday, which when it did happen, I was in a conversation with a friend, and immediately phoned down, and I was present in the situation that was going on. No details of that, except it gave me the opportunity to really practice everything that I talk about. I mostly love. It's something I hadn't wanted to see, hence the eye, and yet I saw it. So it was my response to it that brings me out on the other side a few days later. Again, I can only say born again and again and again. It was so cool. I forgive me in that I'm not going to share that thing with you right now. I think in time to come, I will share that with you. So it was really, really profound, but it's not my place to give details about it. In any case, I'm going to end this right now and say my eye is fine, and I don't need the patch. The reason why, in fact, I'll take it off. I'll take it off completely. And there's no makeup there. It is getting better. You can see it's a little bit swollen. But the reason why I did it was to have fun with it. You know, we're so, we become tragic with physical ailments, don't we? And I decided to really be a child about it, and just experiment with it, and see what that would do, you know. And it just changed my mindset for the most part. It actually became fun. I know when I was telling my mom about it, I was having a big laugh, and she laughed too, rather than being like, oh my God, poor thing, and you know, it's this and that and this and that. And I don't know what it was. I know that it's on its way out. I know that by choosing my mindset that it wasn't a big deal, and actually let's celebrate it rather than see it as a negative thing, as a bad thing, it really changed a lot. In fact, it changed so much. And I go back to the event that happened on Wednesday. I think my eye was actually guiding me through that in a really different way than ever before. I don't know if any of this makes sense for you. But all in all, what I want to say to you is you have the ability. We all have the ability. The one thing that I knew for certain was that whatever is going on with this, only I knew the answer to. Sure, I could have gone to a doctor, and the doctor would give me some anti-inflammatories, I'm guessing, you know, stuff like that. But like, as to what actually happened, I bet they wouldn't have known either. It's been a really cool experience. You know, I always said to myself, there are times when I've thought, you know, when I had excruciating migraines, really, really bad headaches and migraines, and I thought to myself, my God, you know, what if this is a tumor? What if I actually have a tumor? I thought to myself, and every time I thought, okay, well, this is it. Then if I do, I do. And I'm going to deal with that. And if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And that's that, you know? So, food for thought. I hope this causes you to go a little bit inwards and and look at yourself a little bit closer in the mirror. Nick Jane, thanks for the suggestion to go to the doctor. I did. Me. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Sunday. See you soon. Lots of love. Be your own healer. You got all the power inside of you. God bless you.